Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. There's Kathy's website if you would like it. Just feel free to freeze frame if you need to, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. Website's on the back here. ToriHartman.com, WatkinsPublishing.co.uk in the black strip, or at the very bottom down here somewhere is WatkinsPublishing.com. Whatever works best for you, feel free to search that out if you'd like to. Okay, what do we have for Aquarius? A wish? Okay, let's go. Let's get these all down. Like a wish? You have to get what you want. Okay. Service. Service is here at the bottom. Now, service has a balance. Sometimes you get to a point where you've just done enough. Maybe you've helped so much that it's time to go a different direction. Maybe it's time to go somewhere else where you're of better service. Something like that is the overall theme here. Either you've done your time, you've done a lot of time, you've done enough time, or it's kind of like if you're going to do something like this, there's a better place to do it. Something like that. Because I'm getting here something that looks like a quick decision. But I also feel like this has been a long time coming. It may be something you wanted to do, but the opportunity hasn't really shown itself till recently in a context where it was actually like, well, yeah, that's acceptable. For whatever reason, you wanted something for a long time, but until just recently, you haven't found a match to it that you thought was compatible to moving forward. And it's one of these things where I'm not really sure I should do it, but I want to, and I feel like I need to. And the first step in this is to actually start discovering the other pieces to the puzzle. Because the Queen of Swords, like, in case I need to say this, the King and Queen are equal when I read them. So this is like you're in your strength. You know what you want. You have an emotional connection to what you need to happen. This is a very advanced, very evolved, very intelligent energy. So you're looking at like where I've been, where I am, and then you're like, it's almost like I'm kind of stuck. It's kind of like where I am, where I've been, and then you're like you have to answer that question. Where am I going to be? It's kind of like if I keep doing it this way, that's where I end up. But I don't have to do that. So where do I want to be? And it's kind of like, I almost feel like I'm a little like, I need to answer this question. I need to decide where I want to be, not where will I be. It's kind of like if I keep the same road, that's where I will be. And I feel like I'm not comfortable with that. And I have to be like, well, is that where I want to be or not where I want to be? Where do I want to be? This causes a lot of internal conflict for you if this is hitting. Because I'm getting the Seven of Cups with the Despondent. It's kind of like, and this is what's good. This is actually the good thing. You have a lot better coming, by the way. So it's not like, it goes better, just to be fair. When I really start looking at this and I start looking forward like, okay, gulp, so where do I want to be? And is where I currently am going to take me there? Is this a thing where the situation, just letting it go as is not taking me there, but if I work at it, I could change it and make the outcome better, staying the same path? Or is this path just no longer where I really even want to be? Do I not even want to be here anymore? Despondence with the Seven of Cups is like there's a lot of possibilities, but it's almost like I'm afraid to look at my dreams. I'm afraid to question myself. I'm afraid to let myself want something different because it's almost like for some reason I feel like that's not allowed, or I don't have the right to do this, or I don't have the right to be that happy, or I don't have the right to make these changes, which is very interesting with Aquarius, because sometimes Aquarius is the one who holds themselves down the most, because push comes to shove, you can find a way to make anything happen. But I have noticed that once in a while with Aquarius, even though you're very smart and you can see how to make it happen, if you've decided that that's wrong, then it won't happen, and that's how it is. Because I don't know. You let me know in the comments, because I feel like Aquarius is really strong. If you've decided this is right and that is wrong, you will stick to what you feel is right. You've decided this is acceptable, that's not, so I'm staying in the acceptable. But when you start pulling yourself back and you're like, wait a minute, we're talking about the rest of my life here and where I want to be. What is really acceptable for me? What changes do I need to make? Do I have to accept it for where it is right now? Or even though it may make some other people uncomfortable, do I need to start making changes for my own mental health? Aquarians have a very strong sense of self, in my opinion, and I feel like they have a very strict honor code. Maybe that's wrong, but I seem to think of it. Although I had a grandmother who was very smart. She was a school teacher, and she was an Aquarius. She was just like, when she said it was going to go a certain way, then that's what you did. And that's just how it was. So that may be why I feel that way about Aquarians. I also have a brother that's an Aquarian. He's a bit different, though. He's a bit different. Although when when he believes something, he believes what he believes, and that's what it is. It's interesting because it is air, but it's kind of like, I think it's because Aquarians, like, there's a lot, like, if you stick to a certain principle, you've gone through a lot of different reasons why that means something to you, and you've built up a lot of information behind it. You don't come to something just frivolously. You're like, this is what I think, and then you look for stuff that supports that, and then you build on that, and you create a whole situation and system with information that it's not like you're just pigeonholed, like, oh, you won't change, but you're like, you have a lot of intelligence that created that opinion. Let me know. Let me know in the comments, of course. Because I feel like you're the one standing in your way. But you have the possibility to truly be happy with this Two of Cups. The thing is, the Judgment. And I think it's you. I mean, I'm definitely, y'all gonna let me know in the bottom if I'm wrong. I know you will, because you guys are very open to like say like that's not right or that is right. So I think of Aquarius as very strong though, and not shy. Personally, that's how I see them. Very strong, very like if that's bullcrap, you're gonna be like, oh, that's bullcrap. I think you're standing in your way. And I feel like if you step back and you start playing it out, like, what's right for everybody long term, I think that's what's going to get you past this. What's right for everybody long term? Because it may take a while to straighten it up. It may take a lot of introspection for other people to really figure out why you did what you did and to make peace with it. And it may take them a long time to recover and go the right direction. But in the long run, it might be best for everybody. And maybe you've been doing stuff for other people that they should be doing for themselves. And it's kind of like maybe it's time to get them on their own path and make them be the owner of their own situation. Because you have this Ace of Cups waiting out here. You have this Two of Cups waiting out here. You have to be the one who makes that decision, though. Nobody can make that for you. And I feel like it's other people's influence that seems to be holding you back. But I feel like if we look at the long term, and maybe just for argument's sake, because I'm seeing this one card, and we do have the Two of Cups out here, I see the soulmate and I see the guilt. Maybe you're with somebody in that relationship, like, take it with a grain of salt. Before you came to this reading, this was either true or it wasn't, so this shouldn't be convincing you of anything, and I doubt it will anyway. But like, if you were already thinking, maybe this relationship has run its course and I'm kind of done, but you have some type of connection with them, or you feel like they don't want it to ever end, and they're making you feel like you're locked in this for the rest of your life, and you're like, well, I don't want that anymore, though. And they may not like it, but you're also looking at this like, well, 10 years down the road, they'll be with somebody else, I'll probably be with somebody else, and we can both be probably a lot happier. That's hard. That's a difficult. Again, if that's fitting for you, before you got into this reading, before you clicked on this video, You kind of had that thought with this person. That should not be a new thought in any sense. Because I feel like you're ending something and going into something all new. Other people around you are going to be flat out floored, shocked, but it may be what's best for you, and in the long run, it will be the best for everybody in the long run. Short run, people will not be happy, but long run, it may work out for the best. I have the last little piece here. I don't want to neglect it, so I'm going to say it. You have to reject what you don't want. That's very interesting to me, because I feel like you might have been accepting something for a long time that you really don't want because you felt like you had to keep it. To create what you want, you got to walk away from something good to go find that better wish. This is the Eight of Cups. It's like going away from something good to find something better. It's kind of like I'm happy here, but not happy enough. So I want to go find something better. You have to create it. It's in your hands. This whole situation is in your hands. Which the uplifting part of this reading, in my opinion, is like you don't have to do anything. Clearly. This is all in your hands. All in your hands. It's just you have to make peace with it. And I feel like that's also another piece of this reading. Like if you don't want to do that, it's completely acceptable in your life and you need to choose that. But they're also saying let's make peace with it. And like if you're not going to change this, like you're not going to change it to that effect, maybe you need to change the situation at least to be more accommodating to you and less accommodating to others. Because I feel like whatever this is does not feel like it's accommodating enough to you. The balance has to be restruck. At the very least, if you're going to make peace with this situation and you're going to keep it, we got to rebalance things out. And it has to be more accommodating to you so that you can have peace of mind and happiness, more happiness to your benefit. Because it feels like it's out of balance and it's not going to your credit. It's going to your detriment. So we need to, at the very least, rebalance it. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you for watching and have a great day.